Hey everybody, welcome. Andrew Ainsworth Golf Academy. As always, thanks for tuning in and watching the video today. Little clue of what I'm going to talk to you about. They're all the same length and it's a type of snake. I wonder if that tells you what I'm going to review today. Stay tuned, I'm going to be right back. So, you all guessed it, didn't you? I have got here a set of Cobra one length irons. Now, I have been intrigued by the one length iron since it first came out. Never hit it, never really took the time to try and understand how it all worked. So as a result of that, I've always been a little bit cynical because I'm like, that can't work, can it? How can a 4 iron and a 7 iron and a pitching wedge all the same length work? Surely they can't go the right distances. So I've been very submissive of it because I've done the usual thing and just said it's rubbish because I don't understand it. So I've joined forces with Cobra now. I'm going to be a Cobra fitting centre and stockist for next year, and they're starting to send me through some product to try and to fit with. So I'm really excited about it. Cobra, great company so far. You know, they've been really easy to deal with, unlike some other companies which I won't mention. Yeah, let's not go there. Been brilliant, been very supportive so far. I think the product's excellent. Really looking forward to their new driver for next year, which is already getting reviewed out there. But today's all about the one length iron. So first thing to ask, and post comments down below, how many of you have tried a one length iron? I know there are a couple of companies out there doing them. Wishon is another company who make the one length iron. But the King Cobra, Cobra irons are probably the most famous ones because they've got the higher profile. So let's talk about it. So this model is called the King Cobra Forged Tech 1, to give it its official name. May I bore you with some tech spec? If you're not interested in the tech spec, suggest you advance the video on about 5 minutes and you'll get to the hitting bits. But let me tell you all about it. It's quite a lot to talk about. All off the Cobra website, this, so I'll try and make it as brief as I can. Engineered to deliver distance, consistency and playability in a compact muscle-back shape preferred by better players. Not sure about the better players bit. I think this club will appeal to everybody. It's, yeah, I mean, look, Bryson DeChambeau on tour, the scientist, he uses it, so it's got to be good. Repeatable 7-iron setup promotes consistency throughout the set. Let's just talk about that point. If you've got a 7-iron, which is generally a lot of people's favourite club, why is that their favourite club? Yes, the loft, but probably the length. And average length of a 7-iron is around about 37 inches. That can vary. The length of all the Cobra irons are 37.25 in steel. Yep, with the Connect system on here, which we'll talk about a little bit later, they come in 1/4 of an inch longer. The Connect is a system which allows you to sort of analyse all your shots and distances. So 37.5, the ones I'm going to hit today. This is the next generation of King Forged Tech irons, featuring, as I said a minute ago, traditional muscle back, hollow design, which has become really popular, softer feel, improved power. Let's find out how these things work, because this is the bit I didn't really understand. So Cobra engineers have manipulated the design of each iron to match the weight and length of a 7-iron. This is primarily achieved through matching 7-iron head and swing weights in every iron to create a consistent feel throughout the set. This is the important bit coming up. Weight is added to the one length long irons, so let's say 4, 5, 6, to compensate for shorter 37.5 inch shafts and to match 7-iron swing weight. So everything's matched to the 7-iron in terms of swing weight. While weight is removed from the short irons and wedges to compensate for longer shafts, while still delivering traditional 7-iron swing weight. So the same weight throughout the set. With me so far? I know it's a lot to take in. It took me a while to get my head around this idea. Second and final bit to say here, in addition, the lie angles. Lie angles are the way that the club's going to sit. Let's say, for argument's sake, that's an upright lie, and let's say that's a flat lie, okay? So lie angles have been adjusted to optimize ball flight in one length set configuration. Long irons utilize more upright lie angles. So in a 4-iron, which I've got here, it's sitting a lot more upright than, say, the wedges. So the lie angles are more upright in the long irons, while the short irons and wedges have a slightly flatter lie angle. Think of the toe going down a little bit, delivering more consistent trajectory and ball flights. Lighter long iron shafts encourage easy launch, while heavier wedge shafts promote more control in and around the green. Whew, that's like a science lesson, that, wasn't it? Basically, you're trying to make all the clubs feel and play the same, but deliver you the correct distances. And this is the bit which I still find amazing, and you'll see what I'm talking about, because I've done some gapping along with this test. Let's have a quick check to comparison. So they were talking about a more upright lie angle on the 4-iron. Loft of the 4-iron, by the way, is 21 degrees, so fairly strong. If you took a Mizuno golf club, the average lie angle with that would be 60 degrees. This is 64.5, so they're 4.5 degrees more upright than, say, a standard club. Lofts are fairly strong. Let's not be fooled by this. Loft on the 7-iron is 29.5, so that's fairly strong. And the loft on the pitching wedge is 44, so 1 to 2 degrees stronger than normal. They're using as their standard shaft a very good shaft called the KBS C-Taper Light, and I've got this set here fitted in a regular. It's 105 grams. Oh no, it's a 105 and it's 115 grams, excuse me. Wonder why they didn't call it a 115, but there we go. So 105, it's a low launching, low spinning shaft. End of the tech speak. One thing to say before we get in the hitting area, they look great. They really do. They're looking quite blady in looks, quite a compact sort of head. Obviously a forged head to give us a little bit of a softer feel. There's some tungsten weighting in here. They're fitted as standard with this crossline Cobra Connect grip in a blue colorway. For those of you who haven't heard of the Connect system, a lot of it out there on the internet, but they've got little sensors built into the end of the grips here. They Bluetooth into your phone or whatever device you're using there, and basically collect loads of data. So it's kind of like a measurement system, and it builds up average distances that you're hitting your irons, so you use it on the course. And very clever system. I haven't tried it yet. There's another video coming there on that, because it's all free with this set, the system and the app and all the rest of it. Right, I've babbled on for long enough. Hope I didn't blind you with too much science there. Let's go and hit some of these bad boys. Let's go. Okay, everybody, we're in the hitting area. I'm going to hit 3 clubs for you today. I'm going to hit the pitching wedge, I'm going to hit the 7-iron, and I'm going to try and attempt to hit a 4-iron, which is not easy for me. And remember, these are all the same length, 37.5 inches long. The pitching wedge here is 44 degrees, a couple of degrees stronger than the wedge I would normally use. And I would tend to carry my 46 degree wedge, dependent on strike, somewhere between 115 and 120 is what I'd be looking at. So the first weird thing about these clubs here, in a kind of good way, is obviously builders still in. Can you hear the banging? Drive me nuts. Thought I got rid of them, but they're back today. So forgive the background noise. It's just how long this club is. I'm not going to cheat and go down the grip on it, but that's the first thing, picking up the wedge. So I've got some chrome soft golf balls on the deck. Let's give it a hit. Fraction heavy, if I'm being honest. We'll hit a couple, and then we'll have a little peer at the numbers. That was a 120-yard carry to start with. Wasn't a great strike. Let's go again. That was really good. And the feel off these clubs is really nice, I must admit. Let's pull the data up on screen for that one. So 126-yard carry. Remember, these clubs are slightly stronger lofted than the ones I would normally use. So a 126 carry, it feels like it should go much, much further than that, but it doesn't, because the way they've weighted it, the way they've set the lies up, all these things here are keeping the club speeds and the distances consistent. 97 miles an hour ball speed. Interesting that. That's got to be a faster club speed than I would normally swing a wedge at. But for some reason, it's controlled the distances really, really well. So 126 carry, spinning at 7,347. Yeah, very, very interesting little experiment this. I guess if I was trying to hit a shot, you know, say 100 yards, I'd just do what I would do with my normal set. I get down the grip. So I'm just going to get right down the bottom of the grip on this one and put sort of a fullish swing or full speed swing on it. And I think that will take my carry distances down to around about 100, 105. I was actually 110. So I took a little bit off that one, managed to get 15, 16 yards off it. So, you know, you can get up and down the grip like you would do with any other club. Right, that's the wedge. Let's just swap a few things over and we'll hit some 7-irons. Okay, time to hit a 7-iron, 29.5 degrees. Tell you a little bit more about the shape of these. They're very reminiscent of the Pingai 500, the TaylorMade P790. This sort of classic, sort of compact blade-like shape. Little bit of offset, you know, this angle here from the front of the club down to the leading edge. We need a bit of offset on the clubs to help us keep the ball straight. You know, clubs with very little offset tend to be more on the pure blades and the real players sorts of irons. Did I tell you I've got a KBS C-Taper S-Taper light in here in a Reg Flex? That was the demo set that I got through. So shafts may be a little bit weak for me, but I can work with that. Let's hit a couple. Now that's testing the playability of the club. That was a bit toey. Not a great strike, so I think that will be down on distance. 150. Not bad for a miss hit. That was really nice strike. That was good. That's the number right there. I've middled that one. And that's exactly where I'd expect this to be. Carry was 161. Let's bring you up some numbers on that one. So this is the interesting bit for me. I had the pitching wedge. I had one which I swung at 80 miles an hour, which was a lot of club speed for a wedge. And this was only 83.6 with a 113 ball speed with the 7-iron. So this is, I suppose, where the one length sort of kicks in a little bit. 161 carry, spinning at just over 5,000. No surprise that these are quite low spinning irons because of the shaft that's fitted in here and the type of design. They're not going to spin the ball up. Again, quite strong lofts as well. So fairly low spin, enough to stop the ball on it. That's the 7-iron. We're going to go to the 4-iron and then we'll show you some full gapping numbers, which I did prior to filming the video. And we'll tell you a little bit more about price and things like that. So I'm just going to hit pause, set up for the 4-iron. So the final club to hit is the 4-iron. This is where it feels really strange for the first time. 4-iron in your hands, that's the length of a 7-iron. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Most golfers will struggle with their longer irons, I guess, because of the length. Obviously the loft and the length is a factor, but the longer the club, the more difficult it seems to be hit it, doesn't it? And I know long irons these days aren't particularly in favour. 3-irons have all but disappeared. 4-irons are going that way, and you know, I'm a big fan of the hybrids, so I would personally probably carry a 4 hybrid rather than a 4-iron unless I was playing maybe some links golf or something like that. But, you know, let's give it a hit. Let's see what we get. Might go left. Yeah, strike was good, but I did just tug it a little bit. I did some gap testing, as I said, prior to the video. I did struggle to, I'm a low ball hitter anyway, so I did struggle to get the 4 and the 5 iron airborne. I really had to try and stay behind it and hit up into it. That's why I would personally swap to the hybrid. Let's try and move the ball forward a little bit, launch it a bit more on the up. Not bad, hit the green, that's the main thing. Yeah, we'll go with that one. We'll give that one a little look at. So very low spinning. Let's bring that one up. Launch and spin's going to be low. Launched it at just under 13 degrees, 12.8. Club speed was about 90, and I know GC2 without HMT is not particularly accurate for club speed, but ball speed is 121 ball speed, carry distance of 181. Run out predicted 194, spinning at just 3.6. So quite low launching for me, but that's a lot down to my personal striking, being a low ball hitter. So very, very interesting. Did I find it easy to hit? Definitely, the length helped me a lot there. Let me show you the numbers I got from a full gap testing, and then we can talk about it. Again, little pause, and I'll be right back. So I did a full gapping, which I just want to show you. I hit several shots of each club, and I just kind of picked out one decent strike with each just to make it as fair as I can. Really interesting. Let me start with the pitching wedge here. Club head speed with the pitching wedge was quite similar to the one I showed you a minute ago. 79 miles an hour, 96 ball speed. Gave me 125 yards of carry. I then went to the 9 iron. I got 139 with that one, so a nice little gap there of 14 yards. 8 iron gave me 151 carry. Okay. As I moved on to the 7 iron, I got a 162 carry, not a bad gap. And then as I moved on to the 5 iron, I got a 174 carry. Again, nice little gap, 10 to 12 yards-ish gapping. This is where things got a little bit interesting. Things started to close up a little bit as I went from 6, 5 and 4. So I was struggling for launch a little bit as I got into the 5 and 4 iron. So I went 174 with the 6 iron, and as I moved into the 5 iron, okay, I dropped down to 178. So there was only a 4-yard gap between the 6 iron and the 5 iron, which was really interesting. And then as I went from the 5 iron at 178 to 186 with the 4 iron. So there's a real sort of closure. Sorry if those figures aren't particularly clear, but you'll have to take my word for it if you can't see them. There was a real close up there between the 4, 5 and 6. Why that was, I don't know really. All I can probably say is that the club speeds and the ball speeds sort of closed up a little bit. Was that due to the length of the shafts being the same? Would the longer shafts in the 6, 5 and 4 in a traditional give me a little bit more club speed? Who knows? But overall, for a slight skeptic, and I was skeptical of these clubs, I just couldn't see how they could work. I think they work really well. You would have to go and try these clubs. You'd have to go and ideally find somewhere with maybe a demo set and ideally take them out on the course or go through a nice fitting. But I think for a lot of golfers, you're going to find these a lot easier to hit with the clubs all being one length. I'd maybe swap out the 4 iron personally and put a 4 hybrid in there. I think that would work really well as long as you can get the distances, the gapping about right. But it's a very interesting concept. Don't dismiss it until you've tried it. Price-wise, for a 7 iron set over here in the UK, I think these are going to be around about $899, which is fairly standard for this type of club. Same sort of price as the Pingai 500s. Not sure about TaylorMade and Callaways and stuff like that. But yeah, around about £900 for a set of clubs, which is a lot of money, but golf clubs have become expensive. Right, so there we go. I was very intrigued to hit the Forge Tech 1 length by Cobra. Hope you enjoyed the review. Any of you people out there using 1 length clubs, will you please post a comment down below and give me your experience? I'm quite intrigued by these clubs. That's it. thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel, and I do appreciate you watching it and give me the feedback. That's it. Thank you. Bye for now.